Hey, welcome everybody. This is Tony Porter, Universal Baseball Association YouTube channel. Remember to join Fall Classic Baseball Facebook group. And I've been away a little while, recovering from a surgery, about 10 days or so. I've been resting and strong enough to get through a couple of innings here of Fall Classic Baseball, so you get to know the game a little bit and get a little bit comfortable with the mechanics and the flow. This is a super easy game to play, and it has all the elements of the advanced games without making it really hard of adding and turning charts and looking for stuff. Everything is right in front of your eyes, and you'll get all the depth that you would require in any advanced game as well here. So check this out. Let me tell you a little bit about where we're at. I'm replaying the 1980 A's season. I've done this before. I really like the A's of the 1980 because the pitchers went long distances and I have to make a lot of pitching changes. And I just really like that pitchers start a game and end the game. So McCatty's probably the guy least likely to complete games. He only completed 11 games in 31 starts, so 1/3 of his starts, but he did pitch over 200 innings, 114 strikeouts, which is fantastic. His record was 14-14. I think that year the A's were 81-81 under Billy Martin, Billy Ball A's. So here we're up 5-1 in the top of the sixth, and it's Willie Horton. We are playing the Seattle Mariners. This is the first game of a series, probably a 3-game series. We just played a 4-game series with the Twins, which we split. And remember to like and subscribe my channel and ask any questions. I'm selling some extra stuff that I have on my shelves. I have way too much stuff that I'll never get to. You know, we all are on borrowed time, and I know I have sets that I will definitely never get to play. And if somebody really wants to play them, I'd rather have them have that set on the table than me just on my shelf. I'm not big hoarder at all. I do have a collection, but I want to use my collection versus just show off my collection, not about the showing off part. So Willie Horton is up. My helper today is Digital Diamond Baseball. He's 0 for 2, so this gives you a lot of good information right on the screen. It gives you the lineup at the bottom of the screen. It gives you the batter and how he's doing, how he did in the season, and how he's doing in the sim. It does the same for the pitcher. Then it has a little screen where it talks about player awards, different players on your team. What awards do they have? For example, it says Tony Armas was an All-Star in '84. Dwayne Murphy won a Gold Glove in '84. Mike Norris, Gold Glove in '81. Tony Armas. So this is a fantastic helper. So inexpensive, $27. You get like 120 seasons and the game itself. Every year they come up with a new volume and they kind of make some certain slight adjustments. I'm playing with last year's version, the 12. The 13 is already out. The only thing I want them to make it easier to do is to switch over from, like, say I own the 12 and I have a bunch of replays going on in my 12. I want to be able to quickly, with with a click of a button, pass it to the 13. Once they can do that, there'll be no reason for not updating it every year just to support the company, which is a fantastic product. It keeps all your stats. It does all your standings. It does, all your lineups. It does everything that you need, which is really good if you want to get through a lot of different replays. Because, of course, I don't want one replay for the next 10 years because that'll probably be the last replay I ever get to. Eventually, we run out of gas in life, right? All right, so here's Willie Horton against Steve McCatty on the mound for the 1980 A's. In the outfield from left to right, it's Henderson, Murphy, and Davis. In the infield from left to right is Gross, Guerrero, Piccolo, and Revering. Behind the plate is Newman, and here's the pitch. 1 out, by the way. It's a 5-3, and that's going to be a range play. The first number is a KD check. The KD from McCatty is a 1-2, so that's too high. No strikeout. There's a 15, so that's probably going to drop in for a hit against the right fielder, Mike Davis. I don't think he goes up that high to 15 to be able to catch that ball. Mike Davis. So this has a range for each outfielder, and his range is an 11, so that drops in. What does it drop in for? A single or a double? I use the card for that, and that's going to be a double to right field in the corner, and digging for second is Horton. I believe that's his second double of the day, off the top of my head. All right, so Horton's at second base. It's a 5-1 score, 5-8-0 for the A's, 1-6-0 for the Mariners, and Joe Simpson is at the plate. Joe Simpson today is 1 for 2. And the pitch, you roll 2d6 and a d20. A d20 will tell you the type of out when it's an out. It's a 35 there, 35 here is an out, kind of out. It's a ground ball to third. And runner on this one, I'm pretty sure holes. Runner on second. Yep, holes. So it's ground ball 5, runner to H, runner second holes. All right, so that's 2 away. So Steve McCatty needs one more batter here. Bill Stein. Bill Stein today's 0 for 2. The pitch, and it's a 35, and that'll be popped up. Left side, Gross. On the outfield grass, incoming Henderson, but Gross has got it. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. So just like that, we get through that inning, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 5-1 score. Coming up is Mitchell Page against the lefty Shane Rawley, who I don't think is going to last very long. We'll see what happens. Lefty on lefty, it's a 63, and that'll be an out. Tapped right back to the mound, and Shane Rawley plays it to first, 1 away. So Page is out. Tapper back to the mound. Here's Dave Revering, who's gotten off to an excellent start so far. He's got a couple of home runs in 4 games that he's played in the sim. Here's a pitch, and that's a 61. Strike 3. Strike 3 called, and Revering sits down. Just write a K. And that's 2 away. And here's Wayne Gross, the pitch from Raleigh, who's right at his maximum already endurance. He gets 36 points. He's at 35. So the helper tells you that. So I'm going to let him face Gross. The pitch, it's a 56. Strike 3 called. And back-to-back strikeouts for Raleigh. And that'll be the end of Raleigh's day. McCatty's still out there. Anderson, he's not going to go a complete game, I don't think. We'll see how he does. It's 5-1. All right, Jim Anderson leads off. He's a right-handed hitter. Played 116 games. 41. That should be a base on balls, and it is. Ball 4 is called. All right, Larry Cox is next. He's the catcher. Larry Cox today's 1 for 2. Pitch. And a 55. That's line. Base hit. And runner will advance 1 base. They'll stop him at second base. They are down by 4 runs. All right, I'm your host, Tony Porter. Remember to like and subscribe and comment. Let me know how you doing out there. I have a lot of Status Pro games. If you're interested in that, I have a lot of boxed Status Pro games that I like to put out there. I don't want to put them on eBay because I don't want eBay to take a cut. I'd rather give that savings to the buyer. So I have a lot of Status Pro, and I have a lot of Replay Baseball that I'm just not going to get to all the sets that I have. I will play it, but just never get to all the sets that I have now. What I have been doing with the A's is bunting a lot. But obviously, if you're down by 4 runs, you're not going to be bunting. It's already late, in this latter part of the game, in this top of the 7th inning. It is Julio Cruz, switch hitter against Steve McCatty with runners on first and second. The pitching coach is going to go out and talk to Steve McCatty here. And here's the pitch, and that is a 62, which will be a swing and a miss. Strikes out Cruz, big K. So 1 out now with the runners on first and second, and up comes Tom Paciorek. Tom Paciorek came in because there was an injury in the early part of the game. I play injuries, but just for the game, since I play actual lineups, which a lot of guys don't like. But to me, it just doesn't make a big set of difference whether I bat Dwayne Murphy second or I bat Dwayne Murphy third. I don't know that that's a big difference. But that's everybody's own, subjective opinion, and it's all to be respected. It makes no difference to me. So the upcoming games for the A's, they're going to be playing Oakland 4. They're going to be playing 2 with Seattle, 2 more with Seattle after today, and then 3 with California. So this helper tells you the upcoming games and so on, and that keeps on changing, right? It's like a little menu on the side, and that changes and gives you different information. So as you play the game, you can see these little details that are going on, which is fantastic. I mean, come on, $27 to get all this. That's for 120 seasons, by the way, not just for this 1980 season. Right, and that's all included. So this is fantastic. Now, there's a little slight learning curve for certain things. For like, you get a hit, a single, and you try to stretch to a double, and you're thrown out. You got to learn that stuff. And then the runner goes third and stops at third, or there's an error after that, and then he scores. Those little things that happen, unusual things, the outlier things, there is a little bit of learning curve. All right, Tom Paciorek, he's a right-handed hitter. He's facing McCatty. There's 1 out, and here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 41, which should be a base on balls. And it is Ball 4 is called, and that's going to load the bases. So that puts the tying run at the plate in the lefty Danny Meyer. I think it's how you pronounce it. So we are going to go to bullpen here. We are going to the bullpen. McCaddy is not a guy who finishes a lot of games. We're going to bring in a guy named Jeff Jones. He's a long guy now. Let's see. Let's grab him. Now, Fall Classic Baseball comes with all the players, so you never have to worry about that. I just found out that Stratomatic moved away from the card viewer that was like $4.99 a month to something else, and now you got to pay like $14 a month just to have all the players. Instead of them just printing them out, they give it to you on this thing that you got to pay $14 a month for the rest of your life to be able to play through different seasons and have extra players if you want them. And I'm not going to do that. I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm still working, but when I get on a fixed income, I'm not going to want to have a $14, $15 charge to look at cards when I could just buy them once and have them, or buy a set for $20 PDF printed out on my computer, and I have the team, the whole thing. Everybody, every player. All right, Jeff Jones is coming, and we're going to roll for him to see what kind of stuff he has, and he will have his B stuff. So Jeff Jones will have his B stuff. He will be facing Danny Meyer, the lefty. I could have gone with a lefty, but I'm not going to worry about it right here. Well, you know what? Do I have a lefty? I have Bob Lacey, but do I want to start use Bob Lacey yet? I have a guy named Dave Hamilton. Let me go with Dave Hamilton. So let me make that change. Let me instead, I'm going to go with Dave Hamilton. I just noticed that Meyer is a lefty, but they could pinch hit. Let's see. Hamilton. Dave Hamilton. Let's see if we got him here. So I don't know what I did with Hamilton, so I'm going to have to stop a second and take... Oh, you know where it could be? It could be in this set here. It could be in the set of the players. Now, I cut the edges for the... There's Dave Hamilton. And he will have his A stuff because I will use the last roll. Actually, I could roll for him separately. It's okay. Yeah, he will have his A stuff. And it's going to be lefty versus lefty unless they decide to pinch hit. So let's see. Hamilton, pitcher, okay. And then let's see what we do here. My dogs are chasing squirrels outside. Bases loaded, lefty versus lefty. Should I pinch? Yeah, Danny Meyer today is 0 for 3, so I am going to pinch hit for him. Pinch run, pinch hit. So let's see, we can pinch hit with Ted Cox. Leon Roberts. Let's call on Leon Roberts to pinch hit. And then he'll stay in there and play the outfield. All right, here goes. Dave Hamilton, the lefty, versus Dave Roberts, the righty. Pitch. And it's a 25, which will be a tapper right back to the mound. A 1. Okay, with the bases loaded, is going to force him to go home. I'm not worried about that. Runner on third can run with risk, 1 to 3. Fielder's choice at second base. I'm going to go for the double play, which is what makes sense here. And it's going to be a pitcher, ground ball 1-2. No, one. Who's batting? He's a righty, so the second baseman will cover 1-4. So run scores, 2 outs. It's 5-2. And now who's coming up? It's going to be another lefty, Bruce Bhakti. And what we're going to do is pinch hit for him as well. We're going to call on a righty. Who are we going to call on? So we're going to call on a righty to pinch hit. And it's going to be a switch hitter, a guy, utility infielder, or Bob Stinson. Let's go with Bob Stinson, who's a catcher. He's our only catcher. I don't know if I want to do that. Ted Cox. Let's go with Ted Cox. Let's call on Ted Cox to pinch hit. If you haven't tried this game out, you must try this game. This is a must in terms of the value, what you're getting, the playability, the smooth, the fluidity. It is the accuracy and the simulation. Every player has so many different characteristics. You know, they have range, they have arm, they have error, and so on and so forth. All right, so it's Ted Cox against the lefty Hamilton. Here goes with the runners on first and third. So Cox is the tying run at the plate. Hopefully it doesn't hit a home run 34, and that's going to be a ball that's hit up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. A 13 says that an F will advance 2 bases. Leon Roberts, I don't think, is an F. Where is Leon Roberts? What did I do with him? Yeah, he is an F, so he'll go to first to third. So it's a base hit single, RBI single. Runner goes from first to third. So Cox comes up big. And who's going to be up next? It's going to be Willie Horton, a righty. So we're going to go to the bullpen. And we're going to bring in the same guy we were going to bring in before. Who was that? That was Jeff Jones is coming in. Jeff Jones, the righty, to pitch to Horton. We'll roll to see what kind of stuff Jones will have. Let's roll, and Jones will have his B stuff. Jeff Jones. There we go. Against Willie Horton, and Willie Horton is a guy to contend with for sure. Let's look at what Willie Horton did in that season, 1980. Where were you in 1980? This is the 6th game of my season, I believe. Let's see what Willie Horton did in 1980. Willie Horton in 1980 batted .221, hit 8 home runs in 100 games. All right, but he is a veteran for sure. He's been around a while. Original Detroit Tiger. All right, so for 2 outs, first and third, 5-3 the score. And here's the pitch, and that is a 44. That is a base hit. And runners will advance 2 bases unless Cox is slow. And if he is, we're going to pinch. Yeah, he is slow, so we're going to pinch run for him. So he only advances 1 base. He is the tying run, so let's back up. Let's undo that and pinch run for him because that makes absolutely no sense, and that's not fair. I wasn't really. So a guy named Mendoza, who's fast. No, Milbourne will pinch run, and then he'll take third for the slow-footed catcher. There he is. He will pinch run. So, and that's a base hit single, like we said. And runner will go first to third. So the tying run will be standing at third base. Well, I can't get anybody out here. This is an inning I'm really struggling in. So it's 5-4 the score. The Mariners have scored 3 runs here in the top of the 7th inning on 9 hits total for the game. So it's going to be a guy named Joe Simpson. He's a lefty. And today Simpson's 1 for 3. I believe he hit a double. So Jeff Jones on the mound for the A's in a tight situation for sure with 2 outs. The tying run is 90 feet away. The go-ahead run is on first, and Willie Horton, who is slow. I could pinch run for him too. I don't know if I can do that because I'm running out of players. Let's see if I could pinch run for Horton because he is the go-ahead run. Mario Mendoza, I'll do that. Mario Mendoza will run for Horton. So I'm down to 1 player on the bench now. Here's the pitch to Simpson. And that's a 52 with a 1. Struck him out with on the KD roll. That's an error check, but that first roll is a KD roll, and it turns into a strikeout, and the inning is over. Wow. Whew. That was a tough one. Shane Rawley will be pulled, and we'll have a new pitcher. It's a 5-4 score. It's going to be the bottom of the 7th. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of taste of what's going on with Fall Classic Baseball. Let me know what you think. So I got some changes to make. I first have to find a pitcher. And I'm going to bring in a guy named Dressler. Dressler, as long as he's not in the starting lineup, he will be the pitcher. And then I may have to make some changes, put guys into the field. We'll see what that's all about. Paciorek is in center field. Bill Stein is at third base. Mendoza is the DH. Milbourne, who ran for somebody. All right, let's see. Let's see what I need. Lineup error, missing player at first base and left field. All right, so let's put. Can Milbourne play left field? No. So who can play left field? So I didn't run for Cox, it seems. I don't know what I did. So let's see. I need a left fielder. Oh, Leon Roberts is going to be my left fielder. That's one down. And then I'm going to need a first baseman. Can Milbourne play first base? No. Can Cox play first base? No. Can Stein play first base? Yes. And then Milbourne will play third base. There you go. That's my AC kicking in. It's really loud. It's an old one. An old one, but a goodie. So he will play third base, and I got everybody I need. And the helper helps me through that, because otherwise I would have to figure everything out if I was using paper and pencil, and it would be a mess. I know I would be making a lot of mistakes. Anyway, score's 5-4 right now. I will come back with part 2 in a little bit. So just hang tight a couple seconds. All right. So let's continue this Fall Classic game. There's a lot of discussion here on several aspects of the game, also on my helper and how fantastic it is as well. Resolve now. No, get lost. All right. So a guy named Mike Davis is up against Rob Dressler from the Seattle Mariners. We are playing we're doing a 1980 replay. And I can do so many different replays because I use the helpers all at one time. And I know 1980, replaying the A's 1980 is one of my favorite things to do. I've replayed them several times already. All right, let's roll some dice and see what happens. It's Mike Davis today. Mike Davis is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And that's going to be a 13, which is a bouncer to the shortstop. And who is that? Anderson is short. Over to first, and that is out number 1, so G6. Now, the infield for the Mariners, if you want to remember back to 1980, was Milbourne at third. I put him in because of a replacement. Anderson, the shortstop. Cruz, the second baseman, and Bill Stein at first base. In the outfield from left to right is Roberts, Pachorik, and Simpson. Behind the plate is a guy named Cox, and on the mound is Dressler, Rob Dressler. I don't know if you remember him. Started 14 games that season and relieved in several others. All right, so here comes a guy named Jeff Newman. Jeff Newman today is 1 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs. And a 65. That's a deep drive, and that's going to be all the way to the wall, and backing up is Roberts, and he's there to haul it in. So unloaded on that one, but it did not carry out of the ballpark. And Leon Roberts hauls it in deep left field, right on the track, right a couple steps from the wall. Here is a guy named Mario Guerrero. Yes, Mario Guerrero. He's been around. He was a shortstop for the Boston Red Sox in the mid-'70s. I believe it's the same Mario Guerrero. Played 116 games for the A's. At short, he's playing short today. Piccolo, who sometimes is the shortstop, is at second base today for the A's. So he is in the sim. He's batting .312, 5 for 16. This is my my fifth or my sixth game in? This is my fifth game in, I think. And 0 for 1 today with 2 walks. So let's see what happens. Here's Rob Dressler, gets the sign, the pitch, and it's a 32, which will be a drive down the line. Fair ball into the corner. He's digging for second. The carom is played by Roberts. Here's the throw in, and Guerrero's in ahead of the throw with a double, a 2-out double. Here comes Robbie Piccolo, who's a right-handed hitter. Piccolo so far in the season is 3 for 14, and today he is 2 for 2 with 1 RBI. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch from Dressler, and is he going to be 3 for 3? Yes, he is. That's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and drive in the 6th run. 6-4 now. A 2-out RBI double by Rob Piccolo, who's 3 for 3 on the day. So what kind of a day is Rob Piccolo having today? Wow. An impressive one, that's for sure. Here is Ricky Henderson, who on the season is batting .400, batted .303. Today he's 1 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base. And it's going to be Rob Dressler facing Henderson. And the pitch, and that's a 35. 35 will be a fly ball. Left center field, Roberts and Pechora come together, and it's Leon Roberts who makes the call, and that I think and that's the third out. So they pick up an insurance run. We go to top of the 8th. It is Seattle at Oakland. Oakland leads at 6-4, and it's Jeff Jones on the mound for the A's against Bill Stein. And the pitch, and that's a 42, which will be ball 4. So Stein immediately walks, and that brings the tying run to the plate. And the guy named Jim Anderson, right-handed hitter. The pitch, and it's 31. Now, I play that as a range check. So it's a pretty low number. It's a second baseman, so it could turn into a double play on here. Let's see. Range check, Pechoric. The second baseman is Piccolo. And at second base, he is a 10. So he dives for the ball, gets up, whips it to second, back to first, double play. And it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. And that's 2 outs in the inning. Next is going to be Larry Cox. And it's a 44, and that's ripped. Foul. Next pitch, ball 4, and he walks. Now there talks about a stolen base possibility, but in this situation, down by 2 runs late in the, I'm going to override that, and he will not steal. He is average speed. So Cox is average speed, and it's Cruz, Julio Cruz, pitched by Jeff Jones. A 56, struck him out, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Just write K into the helper, and that takes care of you. It brings you to a guy named Dwayne Murphy, bats second. Dwayne Murphy played the whole season, 159 games for Billy Martin. Rob Dressler's still on the mound. He's still got good endurance. Here's the pitch, and today Murphy is 1 for 4, 22, and that will be ball 4. Not only is it ball 4, it's going to have a double opportunity to steal bases here. So we're going to use that 2. The first thing we got to do is roll to see if it's a pickoff. It is not. So that 2 is going to qualify as a check for an error on the catcher, Cox. So let's look at Larry Cox, and his error rating is a 0. So there he goes, the runner, the throw down high, and knocked down by Cruz, but it is a stolen base. And now we're going to get a second chance to steal, and we're going to have to roll it twice. We're going to have to roll a D6 to check if it's a pickoff. A 1 would be a pickoff check, and now we're going to have to roll the dice again, the D20, to see if he steals. His steal rating is a 13, and it's a 19, and there goes the runner, the throw by Cox, the tag by Milbourne, and he is out. Caught stealing. So it's going to be SB, runner on second, X. That means he's caught stealing on the stolen base. All right, so that's 1 away now. That was exciting. And here is Mitchell Page, the pitch by Dressler. It's a 34 and lined and caught by the second baseman, Julio Cruz at second base, L4. Next is Dave Revering. Revering today is 1 for 4 with an RBI. Pitched by Dressler, and it's going to be a 52 with a 2. That should be a KD strikeout, and it is. It goes 1-3 on KD. Struck him out. Swinging strike, and that retires the side. Last licks for the Seattle Mariners in the top of the 9th. The Athletics, the 1980 Billy Ball Athletics. There's actually a book called Billy Ball. Lead at 6-4, 6-10-0 for the Athletics, 4-9-0 for the Mariners. And Jones looks tired, so we will pull Jones. We will call on Lacey, who is our main closer. Get him in here, and that's how we're going to do it. So let's grab Lacey very quickly. I have it all laid out over here. Pitchers with pitchers, batters with batters. Now for my home team, in other words, the team I replay, I kind of cut out the edges and made them look a little bit nice and more presentable. So Lacey is a lefty. He does get the lefty modifier, and that will make him an A. So Lacey is an A, and who will he face? Let's see. Bob Lacey will face Paciorek. He will face Tom Paciorek. So let's see if we find Paciorek. Tom Paciorek. There he is. Yes. All right. The pitch by Bob Lacey. 66, and that's going to be a deep drive to left. Way back. Henderson looks up, and that's gone. Home run. 6-5. Tom Paciorek unloads and drives one deep. And this is a one-run ball game, my friends, with Leon Roberts up next. Leon Roberts has a little bit of power as well. Pitch, a 34, and that will be a high fly center field. Dwayne Murphy is out there. Makes the catch. Next is Milbourne. Let's see where we have to find him. Larry Milbourne, I don't know that I grabbed him. Well, maybe he is in here. Let's see. There he is. Larry Milbourne will be batting. He's a switch hitter against Bob Lacey. 1 out, 1-run game. The pitch, and that is a 31, which is a range play. Let's see if anybody catches that. And a 51. Let's see. I'm sorry. We're looking at second base. Second baseman with an 8. Rob Piccolo. He dives for it back on his feet, and he makes the play 4-3. So that's 2 down. And here is Mendoza. So Mario Mendoza. Let's see, right? That's who we're talking about. Should be Mario Mendoza. Let's see if we can find him. Mario Mendoza. Mendoza line. Isn't he the Mendoza line guy? All right, here's Lacey. 2 outs. Top of the ninth, 6-5 ball game. The A's holding on by 1 run. Both teams have 10 hits, and here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 23. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Ball game over. The A's hold on. Bob Lacey will pick up the save. And that is the ball game, folks. Yes, it is. 6-5. The A's hold on. 6-10-0 for the A's. 5-10-0 for the Mariners. An outstanding game. Let's look and see. Warning. So I finished it off. Let's go to the box score and take a look so I can highlight certain things. So the A's are now 3-2. They won 3 in a row. The Mariners are 2-3. The box score. Who stands out for the A's today? It was 2 hits for Mitchell Page, batting .333. 3 hits for Piccolo, 3 for 3, raised his average to .267. Home run for Newman, his first of the season. A couple of doubles, a few doubles for the A's, Page, Guerrero, and Piccolo. Pitching-wise, Abbott will take the loss, 0-1. He went 4 innings, gave up 5 runs. McCaddy gets the win, 1-0, 6 innings pitched. 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Couple of holes, 1 for Hamilton, 1 for Jones, and Lacey will get his first save of the season. And that is about it, my friends. Thanks for watching. This is Tony Porter, your host. I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy. Remember to like and subscribe. Also to ask about those sets that I have, the Status Pro sets and the old classic replay baseball sets. I give them to you at a very... I want to be fair. I don't want to take advantage of anybody, and I don't want anybody to take advantage of me. I just want to be fair, so you can play those, get those on your table, and have some fun. So reach out to me about those. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. Also remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and join the Fall Classic Facebook group as well. I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.